Hello, YouTube family, friends, subscribers. Woman's not with me today. She's in Baltimore having a good time, I guess, eating some crab cakes. And so I'm solo dolo, Batman with no Robin.
Contributing to the delinquency of minors.
So let's get this party started. So this episode, we got questions that came in. When they come in sometimes, or comments that come in, they don't make a full episode. I can't do a full episode on, but you want to answer, just hit them real quick. So we're going to do that. So I got a couple of questions that me and woman were asked, and I'm going to try to answer the ones that I can answer that does not need her input, because I'm holding the show down. It's Ask a Black Dad. It ain't Ask a Black Dad woman anyway. I got my Miller High Life. I'm ready to go. So thank y'all for joining me. And let's get into the first question. This is a recent one. It was just sent social media, instant messaging. What do you think about Cowboy Carter? I don't. I don't care. Let me say this. Beyonce is a very talented performer. Very. Do I care? Y'all get more hyped on it than I do. I think that sometimes we put too much emphasis in celebrities. That's how we got 45. And some of the people who go to that Beehive stuff, and some of y'all just as fanatic as them people who follow 45. And you give too much. You put too much stock into them sometimes. Like I said, as an artist, I like that song. This Ain't Texas. I like that. I haven't really heard the whole album, so I really can't say. I didn't say I don't like the album. I said I don't care. I do appreciate the fact that she's going into the country genre, because they try to. Besides, when I was growing up, it was Charlie Pride. I think his name was Charlie Pride, black dude. And but the only problem is some of the country stars that, like Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish, they do that country lane, and they embrace country fans, and the country fans embrace them, but they don't embrace the black part. They be like, so they kind of do that, and I don't think she's going to do that. So, but there's a young lady that's doing country now, so I am knock it out the park. I believe you break all barriers down. You got rap that you can be white, black, Hispanic. You be from another country. If you can rap, you can rap. That's how rap works. So, and it should be the same country. Get off my lawn. Give us, this is ours. You don't come in. That's crap. We help put it together. But we got to be careful of giving these entertainers too much, of our energy, because they'll turn into Kanye West. I heard the other day he was saying he a superhero.
Disrespectful question to come ask a grown-ass superhero.
I was like, Ninja, please. You make music and you a superhero. Come on, man. So that's what I think about that one. My opinion. What do you guys think? You like this? If you heard the song, the album, what do you think? I'm glad she did it, but I really don't care. The next question is, do you think Diddy is guilty? I don't know. I know that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, these people, the Harvey Weinsteins, and, I also believe where there's smoke, there's fire. If I walk around my house and I start smelling smoke, I need to find out where that smoke is coming from. There's something happening. Something's burning somewhere. So, is Diddy guilty? I don't know. I wasn't there. All I know is that I don't want to be at a party with Diddy, because I want to walk out. I don't want to be no Diddy. No Diddy.
Oh, no, he didn't.
But, look, it goes to like the episode they got on Nickelodeon about on Netflix about Nickelodeon. I'm like, what the hell? Or Hulu, whoever's on. I'm like, what the hell? People will sell them. They'll sell their soul. They sell their sales for money. Money is the root of all evil. Money isn't evil, but money is the root of all evil. You know what I'm saying? So money itself can be good, but people will chase it. You know, people giving their kids to have sleepovers at grown people's house. Michael Jackson effect. You know, little people letting their daughters go out with their daughter ain't nothing but in the teen, and she going to, you know, out and party with 30-something-year-old man. No, come on, man. Come on. You know, and it happened to a lot of them. The girl that Prince adopted and then wound up marrying. I mean, if you break it, there's a lot of them that do some, you know, they got the money and they, you know, I don't know what to tell you. But did he do it? I don't know. But I like the new saying is out. No Diddy. No Diddy. The next one. How much beer do you drink and why Miller High Life? And are you sponsored by them? First, if you got the time, we got the beer. Miller Beer. No, I'm not sponsored by Miller High Life, but I do love Miller High Life. If Miller High Life is watching this, go on sponsor as like that. You cook with it. You know, you see this in all the cooking videos, you see it. How much beer do I drink? That ain't none of your business, man. That ain't none of your business. You don't need, you all in mine. I ain't in yours. I ain't asking you how many cigarettes you smoke or how many edibles. I don't do all that stuff, man. I mind my business, man. Not yours, man. Come on, man. Don't do that.
Damn, girl, you need to slow down with that.
You ain't my daddy, and you ain't paying that about bills. Mind your business.
Don't do that. Don't do that. And Miller is what my father used to drink. Now, my father used to drink other stuff too, but this was one of the main beers he used to drink. I used to always see him sitting around the house, you know, got a spliff, you know, rolling a spliff on the record albums. You know, they used to have the record album, get the Matty Jimane together, and they had Miller High Life. He used to have it, the champagne of beers. And it is the champagne of beers. It's delicious. It is delicious. But you ain't got to take my word for it. But, you know, so I love Miller High Life, and the reason is because of my father. I'm not sponsored by Miller High Life. I would love to be. You know what I'm saying? Because you see Miller High Life all the time. My wife says that when I die, my blood has been so, will just be full of Miller High Life. They won't have to put formaldehyde in it. Even though I'm going to get cremated because I don't believe in paying a bunch of vampires my insurance money that could lead to the kids and the grandkids, and a bunch of morticians got it. That's crap. But that's for another story. You know what I'm saying? So, why don't you post your true stories on YouTube? What this person's talking about is if you follow me on TikTok or Facebook, I do true stories. Usually they're about, you know, my either Marine Corps or when I worked in a jail. The problem with doing it on Ask a Black Dad is that Ask a Black Dad is, even though I am Ask a Black Dad, there are other people involved in the production of this. You know, we got executive producers, you got people who do the artsy graphics and stuff like that, and woman put her 2 cents in it. But so everybody has a role to play in Ask a Black Dad, and they do not want me to do that or put that in there. I'm trying to fight with them. Hopefully we'll get a segment every now and then. We'll do it, but they want to keep them different. They want to keep it separate. As a Black Dad, it's more of us opening up a door to a father who just happens to be Black, and the responsibilities and the duties and some of the things that a father does. You know, like the cooking, like talking, like giving out advice, like sharing advice. Like I said, because I don't know everything, and man, even though my kids say I think I do, but I, you know, tell you how I did something and see if it can help you. That's what we do, and just bring in stories about jail and inmates, and other people behind the scenes was like, no, they didn't want that, so that's why we don't do that. Did you draw your logo, and is it a self-portrait? You tell me. No, I didn't draw it. I went to Fiverr. Is it Fiverr? I think it's Fiverr. And I paid some guy, I think he was over in the Philippines. And I told him what I wanted. And he didn't see a picture of me, but he just said he had to be a bald Black dude with a salt and pepper beard. And he did all that kind of stuff. And he put it together And he sent us a draft. We sent it back to him and said, can we get rid of this and add this? So we did those. And I think he did a hell of a job for it. So, but no, I didn't draw it. As far as a self-portrait, we told him what we wanted the character to look like. And it's funny is a lot of people will say, oh, that's you when you was younger or something. So that's cool. So he kind of nailed it. He didn't see a picture of me. So he didn't know what I looked like or anything, but he just got his image of a black man, salt and pepper beard, asked a black dad. He knew what the concept was, but he came up with, I think he did a good job. What do you guys think? Another one is, the last question I'm going to tackle is, it's maybe a little long. It says, are you two very religious? I guess when he says two, it's one woman. And if so, what religion do you practice? I want to be careful, and I try to stay away from talking about religion, because religion can be very divisive to people. But if you said, like when I was in the Marine Corps, it was non-denomination. That means I would go into a mosque and sit down and listen to them. I would go into a synagogue, sit down and listen to them. I would go into a temple, sit down and listen to them. I would go into a church, sit down and listen to them. Because I believe that we all trying to get downtown. It's just that if you ever had public transportation, you take this bus from there, this bus from here, and everybody trying to get downtown. I'm very weary of preachers and people who just constantly ask you for money. You know, I don't think preaching is a job, but when your job, and you got multi-billion-dollar homes and jets, and you're doing it for God. God needs me on a jet. I go, So, but I like I said, non-denominational. I believe we lean toward Christianity. We believe in Jesus. We raised our kids to say their prayers, and at night say their prayers, and of course before meals say their prayers, and they had to read the Bible and everything. But we didn't force anything down their throats, because I believe that as they got older, that was their journey to find. I think just like mine was. You have to find your journey. You have to find your walk of life. And you have to, like my daughter now, my grandson, she and her were talking about religion. And she said, Dad, you don't really push that on us. I said, no, because you have to find it. A lot of times, some of the worst people I met, as far as just being nasty, were the kids, or some of the preachers and bishops and ministers. They were, or they were some of the freaky girls. You know what I'm saying? They were freaky girls. So they were being forced something that they may not have believed. So I tell kids, I told our kids, you got to find your path. They found it, or they're finding it. They have to find it. But I'm gonna share a story with you, real story. I belong to this organization. I ain't gonna mention the name of the organization. And it's for men, Jesus Christ men and all that kind of stuff. And we were going to a school to talk to kids. While we were talking to kids, most of the kids could care less what we were saying. You know what I'm saying? But they're very polite and they listened and all that kind of things. Now, where we were going, the school had changed its name, but it was a public school, and I had actually walked the halls of that public school. You know what I'm saying? When I was in the 7th and 8th grade. And there was a kid that came up to us, and he was crying, and he was talking to him. I pulled him aside. Now, remember, they told me to be quiet, because they only wanted people who knew the Bible and our bishops and ministers to talk. So I'm talking. But some said, talk to this kid, Mohr. So I'm talking to the kid. I said, listen, I've been in the same place you were in, been in this school. Something was wrong with his family. And I'm talking to the kid. He's talking to me. I said, what I need you to do is have some faith. Don't do anything that causes you to be in a situation where we can't come help you. All right? So I'm feeling good now. This is something that is on my heart. I got to help. So I go home and I tell them, hey, give me that kid's number. I found out they knew the kid, right? The organization, people who was in the organization, the ministers who were talking, knew the kid. They knew his whole family. So I said, give me his number. What I want to do, he's the same age as my boys, my twins. I said, I'm going to bring him around my house. I'll pick him up. It's like a big brother kind of thing. He'll be around my sons. And first of all, it'll take him out the hood for a moment, put him in a situation where he can relax and he can see that there's a future, besides what he's seeing now. So they tell me the story. They say, Barnell, let me tell you the story about this kid. His father is in penitentiary for taking his mother and going ear to ear, trying to get rid of her, cut her. The father they all knew the father. I guess he was in the group at one time, and he, So I said, well, that's a shame. I said, that's even more that the little boy needs us. So we got to talk to the president first. So they talked to the president. The president said, no, we're just going to send him. We're just going to say prayers for him. Barn, don't bring him to your house. I said, why? Well, you don't mess up your house with him. You know what I'm saying? I said, first of all, don't worry about my house. I can control my house. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about that. If the boy becomes too dangerous for my house, and I just have to back off of him. But I think this is the time we can help him. He's the only one that really came up and wanted us to interact with him. And they would not give me that boy's number for nothing in the world. All they wanted to do for that boy was send him thoughts and prayers. And that was it. They weren't going to touch him because they didn't like his father. Because the father was with them before, and because of what he did, they were going to punish that boy. That was it. Me and the group. Still like the group. But I don't want to have nothing to do with it. And I said, if that's your form of Christianity, you can keep that. You can have that. That little boy needed us. And he needed something. And I'm trying to give him a rope. And y'all telling me, well, you got to learn how to follow orders, Vaughn. You got to learn how to follow orders. See, you want to go to heaven, but you don't want to follow orders. I don't think that's what God wanted y'all to do. Leave that little boy out there. I always wondered what would happen to that little boy. True story, though. So I'm glad you guys could join me while I do this solo thing without woman. Just a couple of quick questions that didn't make, we couldn't really make a full episode on. So I'll put a couple of them together. We have a special announcement coming up about Mother's Day. We want to do something special for Mother's Day. A little tease is, if you have a mother you love and you want to send a shout out, would you like to have a shout out sent to your mother on Ask a Black Dad? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we're trying to get something together where maybe a couple people can send shout outs not only to their mother, but to other mothers who are subscribers and followers and watching Ask a Black Dad. That's something we're thinking about doing. We're going to try to put it together and get all the details hammered out. So until then, as women would say, remember, we love you. And as I would say, but remember, I loved you first. And isn't that something? Woman got fired on her day off.
God damn. You got to be a stupid motherfucker to get fired on your day off.